Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm King 5 meteorologist Ashley Ruiz with a look at your weekend forecast. Once again, waking up to low clouds and fog, just not as widespread, definitely not as dense, but we're expecting afternoon clearing, highs in the 70s, going to be warmer, you'll notice it, and then showers return Sunday. We'll have a weakening system moving in, sending rain over the area, and it's going to be much cooler. Highs only in the 60s. Some spots may not even hit that 60-degree mark tomorrow. Temperatures peak on Tuesday, so we'll start to warm up once again on Monday, but really going to be significantly warmer on Tuesday, but it's for one day only. So if you want some summer heat, Tuesday is going to be that day. Let's talk about what's going on in the atmosphere right now. A lot, actually. We have high pressure in place. That's going to move to the east over the Rockies today, and that's going to open up the door for our next system, which is still offshore, a weakening front, and that's what's going to send us the showers. And then closer to the coast and then over Puget Sound, you see generally along and west of I-5 this morning, at least as of about 9:30. That's where we have those stratus clouds. And if you look closely, you see the wildfire smoke generally moving to the east. Now we could still have some smoke haze out there for today, but then we'll have this clear out, not just aloft, but at the surface as well on Sunday because of the incoming rain and then the wind shift. Into Monday and Tuesday, we'll dry things out, have brighter skies, could have some offshore winds on Tuesday, so we'll see if we could get some of that wildfire smoke again coming from the Cascades, but that's to be determined. Something we're watching for, but then Wednesday we'll reintroduce shower chances again. Now there are some uncertainties with how much rain we get on Wednesday, so for now, a few showers. We'll fine-tune the forecast as we get closer, but let's focus on this weekend. Go out, enjoy it, soak up the sun. We'll have mostly sunny, partly sunny skies, highs in the 70s. Sunday, showers and sun breaks. There are some spots that could get more rain than others, and I'll show you, but on Monday, we'll have a few morning showers, tapering to afternoon sunshine near 70, and then after Tuesday, our temperatures are going to be back down the 60s and 70s. And we're officially 9 days away from the start of fall. The fall equinox, that's when it will be, September 22nd. Into our afternoon, you see this is a look from our Queen Anne camera. We can actually see downtown Seattle. The last couple of mornings, not so much. We have some of that haze off in the distance. We have blue sky, generally speaking, above, and then some spots still dealing with those low stratus clouds. And you see at the coast, this is La Push. We may even have it. Maybe those are rocks or a couple of surfers out there, but you see the sea stacks off in the distance, so improvements. And then let's take you up to Paradise. We have high clouds, we have some of that smoke haze, but a lot of sunshine. Port Angeles was locked under some fog just a couple of hours ago, but you see it's slowly starting to lift, though it is still pretty cloudy out there. Let's take you up to Everett, starting to see that blue sky and sunshine beaming down in Snohomish County and then over the Olympics, but still some clouds in place. Those are going to gradually clear, so again, some spots may even warm up to that 80-degree mark, more so for the valleys and then the foothills. Into the afternoon, topping out in the low and mid 70s, up in the mountains also going to be nice and mild. The M's are against the Angels once again. Hopefully we can get another W, and it is going to be a very nice evening. Tomorrow may have a roof closed. We'll see, but I'll run through the futurecast in a minute, but no issues with that today. A lot going on around the region today. It's going to be the warmest day. Salmon on Sunset in Issaquah going on through 6 o'clock, a high near 79 degrees. The Latin Fest in Tacoma kicks off at noon through 5 o'clock, and you see 70s all around. Now, closer to the coast, this is for interior areas. Closer to the water, going to be cooler. Air quality today in that good category, except east of the Cascades, including Chelan County, still under that air quality alert until further notice. Tonight, 55 to about 59, sunset time, by the way, 7:24, and we'll have showers moving in from west to east. Sunday's highs See, noticeably cooler, about 10 degrees cooler, maybe even more than that. Up to our north from Everett northward, low and mid 60s if we're lucky. Now, if you want the gloomy, rainy and cool weather, tomorrow's going to be that day. Maybe put up the fall decor if you want, or get some of your chores done. Here's a look at the timing. So let's talk about it. I'll roll through hour by hour as you see into the evening. Here's about 7 o'clock, give or take a couple of hours. So after sunset we'll go with. You notice we have this bright band of rain offshore. The oranges, the yellows indicating moderate to heavy rain. But watch what happens as it pushes ashore. It loses its steam and it's going to be a weaker front, weakening front, as I mentioned. Here's overnight. So instead of saying 3 o'clock in the morning on the dot, it's going to cross I-5 in southern Washington. That's not the case. We'll just say overnight in the pre-dawn hours. And watch how we lose the yellows and the oranges, and then it switches to green. Here's about 6:30. You see how it's breaking up. A lot of this moisture crossing the Olympics. It's taking all of that moisture with it, sucks up the moisture, and then we have just some spotty showers into about sunrise and a couple of hours after. Then we get to mid to maybe late morning and we start to see some more shower activity, especially along the Cascade foothills, so east of I-5, and then still over Snohomish County, King, Snohomish, and all the way up to the Canadian border. That's where we'll also have a pretty decent shot for showers to really pick up in coverage and potentially and intensity. Could have some convergence setting up, and we could have some enhanced orographic lift, so that could lead to some more showers. And that was into the afternoon. But you see how coverage starts to come down for western Washington, except for, again, maybe King County northward, and then up in the mountains. Here's the evening hours. Dinner time, therefore after, could have maybe a little bit of lingering convergence. But then overnight into our Monday, we'll start to clear things out and start to warm up. In terms of rain totals, now rain totals have been fluctuating, so take this with a grain of salt. Doesn't mean that Seattle's only going to get 1/10 of an inch. Where we get some of that enhanced rain, whether it's from the orographic lifting or the convergence zone, that's where we could have some hot spots above 1/4 of an inch, maybe up to 1/2 of an inch for some. But the moral of the story is the coast and maybe the mountains, and where the convergence sets up over King, Snohomish, maybe Skagit counties up into Whatcom County as well. That's where we'll have the highest rain totals. Now, this isn't going to be a significant rainmaker. Anything will help at this point. And September's been so dry so far, but this will add to the rain gauge, and it's going to help with the air quality and then the wildfire smoke and at the surface and aloft. Not just here, but in eastern Washington as well. Now, I mentioned Tuesday's going to be very warm. We're going to have a thermal trough, so essentially a bubble of hot air essentially moving over western Washington, and we could even get some offshore winds at times. So that's why I was saying that we may have to watch for some of the wildfires, the one east of the Wildcat fire, for example, and then just ones up in the Cascades, and east of the Cascades could get some of that wildfire smoke moving over Puget Sound. Again, it's just something to watch, but what we're certain of, it's going to be warm, low and mid 80s, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Seattle especially warmer than that, than the forecast 81. The models are coming in hotter, and typically when we get these offshore winds, thermal trough, the model guidance does not pick up on that all too well. So look for changes, but all in all, low and mid 80s are expected. Lower 80s all the way to the north, and the islands and near water will be the exception. So to wrap up your 7-day forecast, a lot of changes. It's fall, heading into fall. It's a time of change. The seasons change, our weather pattern changes, and on the daily it seems. So 70s today, 60s tomorrow, near 70 Monday, the hottest day Tuesday, and then beyond we start to cool things down once again in the 60s. And check out our mornings, a little little chill to the air, very fall chill to the air as we head into next weekend. Beyond the 7-day forecast, and you see this is the first day of fall, temperatures could be near 70s, so 60s and 70s look to be in the forecast, long range forecast, especially since we are rapidly losing daylight. There's just not a lot of time for us to warm up. Again, I'm meteorologist Ashley Ruiz. I hope you have a fabulous day and a beautiful weekend.